everyone, I'm the bass player of Syndicate. I'm going to tell you about the gear I used to record our debut EP, Dreams and Nightmares. So, here we got my bass. It is a Squire Jaguar with the Seymour Duncan quarter-pound PJ pickups. Gives a nice bite to the sound and gives nice punchiness and clarity. I use the Ernie Ball 45 to 100 strings on here. And yeah, it's lightweight, got a nice red stain, so you can see the wood under. Pretty neat. Next up we got the pedal board, the effects. We got a tuner, noise reducer, compressor, and it goes into this ABY, which will give me output to 2 sounds, but I really only just use the one. That goes to the bass synth wah, which gives fun bass drops, and that goes into the big muff, which gives me the nice distortion and fuzz sound that I like having on. And yeah, so that's the pedal board. Next up, got the amp. It is a Fender Rumble amp, Rumble 40, and kept that EQ roughly at 12 o'clock for the album, and then let the effects kind of do all the work for the sound with the pickups and everything. So yeah, that's my gear. Yeah.
How's it going? I'm Kessler, I'm lead guitar, Syndicate, here to show off my gear that I used for our debut EP, Dreams and Nightmares. I like to keep my rig pretty small. Literally all I used was these 2 guitars and my amp. I used this one right here, it's got the Floyd Rose bridge on it. I used this one for the solos, so that way I could get the nice squeals and vibrato. And I used this one with the hardtail bridge for the rhythm to keep it nice and tight and stable. As far as the amp goes, I got a 100 watt 2x12 Boss Katana. That's pretty much it. I didn't run any pedals or anything. I just kind of EQ'd it, kind of chased a tone with it, and then just mic'd it up, and that was pretty much it.
So before we get started on this gear, we'll talk about the stuff I used to record the EP with, which is pretty much the same pedal board. Ibanez TS808 Tube Screamer into a Marshall DSL 40 combo amp. Use that to record the entire EP with all the rhythm tones that you hear on the EP. Main guitar I use live and for recording the EP is this guy, the ESP LTD James Hetfield Snakebite. Absolutely awesome guitar. It's a very kind of wild shape, but still explorer shape. I just have a little bit of a soft spot for these kind of guitars. It's got the stock EMG Hetfield signature pickups. I believe I used D'Addario, maybe used 10 to 52 on the EP, heavier bottom, light top, and then I think now I'm using 46 to 10, so brought the lower end up a little bit. For picks, I used the Dunlop Flow 1.5 millimeters. Absolutely love these. So then, first row down here is just goes straight in front of the amp. Just a tuner and TS808 overdrive. And then up top here is the effects loop, so it's just a Fulton Zool and a MXR 10-band EQ. Into the EVH 5150 6L6 stealth head. 50 watt into a Marshall JCM 900 1968 cabinet. That's a mouthful. That's all the gear I use.
Hey guys, Andrew from Syndicate here. Gonna talk to you guys about the drums. This is a Tama Rockstar drum kit. I got it as a gift when I was 8 years old, and I have kept pretty much every shell ever since then, although I have swapped out the bass drum for a bigger one. Cymbals I use are Pisces, except for the China cymbal is a Wuhan China. I'm a huge fan of the Rude cymbals. They absolutely scream live and in the studio. And I have the Dave Lombardo signature, the Rain 22-inch ride, which is probably my favorite one out of all these. And I have the 2002 15-inch Sound Edge hi-hats that John Bonham used, and Lombardo also used those on Rain and Blood. And I have a couple of accent-ish cymbals. I got an 8-inch Splash and a 6-inch accent cymbal that are a lot of fun to use in some of the fills. The sticks I use are Vic Firth Extreme 5B nylon tips. I used to use wood tips, but I found that I broke them a lot I know some drummers are really particular about what kind of tips they use, but I use nylon because they don't break on me. And then I've used the same heads pretty much my entire drumming career. They're just Remo Emperor coated, and I find that these are pretty durable. I haven't broken a drum head ever, except for the bass drum head. So these heads have always been good to me. I keep them tuned pretty low. I like a lot of just that low, boomy resonant sound a lot. I hope you guys can come to the show and hear my setup live someday.